Hi, Randy Jenkins here. If you're watching this video, you likely inquired about my property in Spring Hill that just went under contract, and I want to give you the market update into the 3-bedroom, 2-bath, quarter acre to 1 acre, or actually we'll do 2-acre market in West Pasco County. We're talking Holiday, Port Richey, New Port Richey, Spring Hill, and Hudson. And I can do this same report for you if you want to look in East Pasco. For right now, I really highly recommend you only look at non-flood zone properties. Flood zones and flood insurance is going to kill Florida real estate, and you don't want to be in a flood zone unless you're on the water. So let's talk about, there's 13 homes available in this criteria. And always, you want to look at the pendings. There's 6 pendings and the solds in any criteria that you view. If you watch one of my videos, you'll notice that I talk about how to watch the market, you must watch the solds. And in the last 45 days, there have been 11 homes that sold in this criteria. But your buyers, if you were a seller, I would start on the solds. But since you're buyers, we're going to start on the actives. And here we go. Eagle Lake is in Moon Lake. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. You know what? We're going to add one more criteria here. If you're willing to spend $250,000 for a home that has 3 bedrooms, you're certainly willing to spend $250,000 for a 4-bedroom home. And if you look down there in the corner, we just jumped from 13 to 15 properties without even having to change the price. And let's just see if something jumps up. Look at that. We got 2 more homes by adding the plus to bedrooms. So there's 17 homes on the market right now that you can look at under $250,000 that have at least a quarter of an acre. This one on Eagle Lake is $96,000. If you're buying property, if you've never bought a house, it's just like buying a car. It's all about the price and the amenities. The challenge is, how do you compare one car to another or one property to another? Right here, if you look at my cursor, it says $103.90 list price per square foot. So for $96,000, you're getting 924 square feet, which is $103 a square foot. Here we go. Medley in Leisure Hills, $159,000. It's 2,000 square feet. So this comes out to $76 a square foot. There's only been on the market for 10 days. And I got to tell you, I did not notice this property, but I can tell you right now, there's always a reason why they're cheap. But I tell you that all that cosmetic stuff is easy to fix. For $179,000, you can get 1,100 square feet. It comes out to $156 a square foot. Hillendale, $193,000 for 755 square feet. So you see, this is $255 a square list price per square foot, making this very expensive. This is a brand new home, been on the market for 509 days. This is not a bait and switch, but they bring you in on this one, and then they show you something else because that one is not really. Here's an auction property, $209,000. They're starting at $137 a square foot, and that's pretty cheap on this list. Purdue and Moon Lake, $152 a square foot. Lightwood and Parkwood Acres, $195 a square foot. Looks like it might be a frame house. That'll be the first non-mobile home we've seen. Here we go, $130 a square foot in Parkwood Acres. Wow, that might be a deal. It's $225,000 though. That's a lot of money. Let's look at Greensboro. A lot of transactions on Greensboro lately. This is generally on Greensboro, they're 1 acre properties, and this is 1 to 2 acres. It's $248 a square foot. So on a case like this where you're getting an acre, I would add some valuation to the acreage. Say it's worth $30,000 or $50,000. That brings us down to a much lower price per square foot. And if you're doing an analysis of, how do you know if something's a good deal? And the answer is, you go shopping and you compare the amenities and you compare the prices. This is $177 a square foot for a brand new 2024 home. $137 a square foot, $247 a square foot. We're now in block homeland. And $132 a square foot, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and an in-ground swimming pool. Well, what have we here? So only 2 pictures. It's been on the market for 8 days. You got to wonder. And I'm one who wonders. Vauxhall in Spring Hill, 1/4 acre, $169 a square foot. But we're at $247,000. Now this looks like a great deal, but it's not. This is a cash-only deal, and the story goes on, but they basically built this without doing it the correct way, so it won't finance. And now here we have on Deason, this is 1 to 2 acres, $154 a square foot. If we back out, let's say 30 or 40,000 for the land, let's say we're at 200 grand at $1,600, 1,600 square feet. Then the price per square foot is going to go down dramatically. Now, what we want to do is look at the pendings and the sold. The pendings are going to tell us what's happening in the market, the speed of the market. Let's run through this. And I know I'm not supposed to go on and on and on, but I can't help myself. So here we go. 6 days on the market for $115 a square foot. And there's a story here, and I don't know what it is, but man, what a deal. I bet this goes over the asking price. Larkin Heath, 3-car garage, went under contract in 2 days. It's a short sale, so this isn't even real. The bank's never going to accept that number, or maybe they will. Here we go, 1,600 square feet, went under contract in 1 day at $135 a square foot. Becky Lane, this is the property you likely are getting this video because you called on this property. Went under contract in 18 days. Garçon Loop, $163 a square foot. Thomas Boulevard, $147 a square foot. Laura Lee, $151 a square foot, 7 days. 0 days to go into contract at $116 a square foot. Great deal. Arbuckle, $164 a square foot. And this one, I remember this being on the market forever, $118 days to go under contract when they were asking $179. Now, that doesn't mean it's what it's sold for. Now, what we want to do is we want to go into and look at what's sold, because the solds are going to tell us what the market is. You can't follow the market by looking at Zillow. You can only follow the market by looking at the solds. Here's another Greensboro. Oh, I know this one very well. It sold for $145,000. And they were asking $154,000. This sold for $78 a square foot, likely to be the lowest. This one sold for $81 a square foot. They were asking $175, and it sold for $145 grand in Osceola Heights. Great neighborhood, great deal. Somebody got a great deal. Here we go. Sold for $142 a square foot in 9 days. Sold for $112 a square foot in 17 days. Sold for $148 a square foot in 4 days. And it'd be interesting if we had more time to look at what the terms were. This sold, meaning was it a cash deal? This sold for $128 a square foot in 10 days. It didn't really sell in 10 days, but it went under contract in 10 days. Eola Avenue in Moon Lake, $115 a square foot. Wow. $156 a square foot in 5 days. This they were asking $220. It sold for $220 in 3 days. Now, I invite you to jump on a Zoom call with me. If we want to look through the active pendings and solds, we can look at this sales price, $95 a square foot. They were asking $182. They were asking $450,000, and this sold for $235,000. Holy moly, somebody got a deal. And that's a great neighborhood, Forest Lake Estates. $153 a square foot, $218 a square foot in 2 days. And this one is light wood. It sold for $196. They were asking 212. They were asking 269. It sold for 249. All right, now what have we done here? We have taken a skewed view of the market, and let me show you why. If you look at the bell curve, if you haven't studied the bell curve, it looks like this. On the one side are the cheap ones, on the high side are the expensive ones. For the sake of argument and the fact that it doesn't matter now, because I believe that most people have hung up on this call. So for my own education, I'm going to do what I would do if you were calling me and going shopping. And I would show you what I would do to, look at that, to show you what the real market is. So in this price range, which is below $250,000, we have a medium of $162 a square foot. They've taken an average of 11 days to go under contract and 48 days to close. Now, why is that important? Because if you go shopping and you shop above $250,000, and let's just do that. Let's shop above $250,000. We're going to go to our criteria. And what we saw was that the average price was $162 a square foot in this price range. Now, let's say we go to $250,000 to $350,000. Now we have 61 properties sold in the last 45 days in this criteria at $250,000 to $350,000. So what we want to do is we want to check them all. We want to look at the stats, and we're going to find that when you go into this price range, the average, no, excuse me, we don't use the average, we use the medium. The medium's $189 a square foot. The highest price was $253 a square foot, and the lowest price was $102 a square foot. Hey, I'm Randy Jenkins. This is my world. I love real estate, and I want to give you my contact information here on this. So let's jump down here to my contact information. Here I am, Florida Real Estate Partners. I am a broker. I own the company. If you want to sell your house, I urge you to allow me to compete for your business. If you're trying to learn about real estate and you don't want to, I don't want to bother anybody, but I want to learn about real estate. Here's my 25 real estate tips. Here's my 26 real estate tips. These are my most recent videos. If you can find my channel, and it's got a weird name. I kind of messed up on that. But anyway, here's a discussion from a few days ago, 2 days ago, 2 to 5 acre homes. Here's my next real estate tips, 27 real estate tips. Here's me acting like I'm getting a job interview, and Randy Jenkins wants to be your realtor. Pasco fixer-uppers, vacant land discussion, 26 real estate tips. Tiki Village, I made this for one customer because she was asking questions about Tiki Village. Here's 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom homes in Pasco County for under 200 grand. Here's me looking at dolphins, fixer-uppers, $100 a square foot and less. How to get more money from the sale of your home. Acreage, at least 3 bedrooms. Bad words in real estate. It shows only one view, but I had it on Facebook. I got a lot of views there. I didn't promote this one, so that's why you. But if you want to learn about real estate, watch Bad Words in Real Estate. It's enlightening. Anyway, Randy Jenkins. Let me just put some more of my content up here because it's likely that nobody's watching anymore because I've gone past 10 minutes. Let's jump over here to this is my Florida Real Estate Partners page. Well, maybe it's not. And you can get a lot of my content from here. Let's just run down here. Here's me at the baseball game. This is me traveling around. This is me getting really impressed by laser cutting of trees. Here's $105 a square foot discussion. I also am a big-time paddleboarder. Well, I won't say big-time, but I certainly paddleboard. If you want to follow me on Cody River SUP, this is my paddleboarding page, and a lot of my other content is on my paddleboarding page. Here's some paddleboarding. We're watching this house get built across the river from where I am. Here I am out on the river. the Cody River, which stands for Pithla Chascody. There's Johnny Cash's house. And I'm looking for pictures. If you know anyone who was here in the 40s and 50s, Johnny Cash used to have his bus parked out here. And I'd love to have a picture of the Johnny Cash house with the Johnny Cash bus. Hey, that's the cement guy on the Cody River. I understand he passed, but we always talk about the cement guy. That's Catches on the River. And that's Freedom Boat Club. Nope, this is Crab Shack. New marina just opened up. Look at that brand new marina. Anyway, Randy Jenkins. Let me put my contact information back up here. Florida Real Estate Partners. I invite you to reach out if you have any real estate questions. And I also want you to know something. The average person reaches out to a realtor and doesn't do business for 9 months. So if you're thinking about real estate, it means you're not doing business on average for 9 months. So you're going to be investigating the market in the meantime. And I invite you to reach out to me and say, hey, I'm going to do real estate. I don't know what to do. And I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. And then I'm going to set you up on an automatic email that'll allow you to follow the market in your criteria. If you're a seller and you own a home in Port Richey, then you want to follow the solds in your neighborhood. If you're a buyer and you want to live in Newport Richey, you want to follow the active, the pending, and the sold in your neighborhood so that you can get an idea of what's actually happening in your market. If you're interested in owner financing, there are 39 properties right now on this list where they're offering owner financing. I urge you to reach out to me and get a copy of my owner financing video, because owner financing it's not a trap, but if you understand that some people are, everybody is, but people without good credit know that it's terms or price. You know, when it boils down to it, if you can afford a $2,000 a month payment, does it really matter if the house was 200 grand or 250 grand? All that matters is what's the payment. And if you have cash, then you're not a terms or price person. It means you're a price person, and all you care about is the price. And on all of these listings and all of these criteria, I can search by cash. I can show you what people are paying if they're paying cash. And then what you don't realize, and I'm trying to put a lot of content in this in a very short period of time. For example, most people, first-time home buyers, are going to be going FHA. And if you were looking in Pasco County, for example, at under $300,000, there's only 1,330 properties available. And let's say you don't want a condominium, a rackaminium, you want a single family house, you don't want a mobile home, then there's only 528 homes to choose from. Now, if you're going FHA, you cannot, I'm telling you, do not buy in a flood zone. So if you're buying in a non-flood zone, we're now down to 386 properties. And you got to have 3 bedrooms. So 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Now we're down to 132 properties. Oh, and you want a garage? Yes. There's only 63 properties. Let's just say we take a 2-car garage. There's 93 properties. And now, let's say you're FHA. Of the 93 properties that are left, that are 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, have a garage, and they're under 300 grand, there's only 93 properties to choose from. And like I said, if you're FHA, we're down to 66 properties that you can choose from that are not in a flood zone. I would do one more thing, and that is that FHA does not like dirt roads. So I would put in I would put in paved roads as one of my criteria, because FHA does not like, this particular, why am I not seeing the paving on this particular, all right, here we go, asphalt or paved. So now we're down to 65 homes that you can choose from that will go FHA. So the cheapest home on the market is $195,000. The next one's $225,000. And if you're out there shopping and you don't realize that you cannot buy or should not buy in a flood zone, or if you should not buy in a on a dirt road, if you are shopping and you're not looking at these criteria, and I see it all the time. Here, look at that, 10735 Darius. That's a bad sinkhole street. Only 4 houses on that street. But anyway, I'm Randy Jenkins. This is I'm Mr. Pasco County since 2003, although I lived in Hillsborough County for 10 years, and I know the area real well. But if you're wanting to buy in Pasco County, feel free to reach out to me. Appreciate the opportunity. Have a great day. Bye now.